How do? Sorry I'm late, miss. Or mister.
Hey up, how you doing?
Right, we've got a few messages to kick off with. Can we say a wonderfully happy birthday? Let me just hold it in this hand. A wonderfully happy birthday to someone who I feel I know really well. Joy Fonchetti, is that the right name? Happy 75th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Or should I have said 75? Oh, happy birthday anyway, we'll not say how old.
Don't forget, there's Abigail Rayner, Robert.
Yeah, who's 8?
Yeah, and also we've got Jake, who's 11. Happy birthday, Jake.
Happy birthday, Jake. I hope you all have wonderful days in this strange, crazy time, this lockdown period. Week 7, who'd have thought it? We're into week 7 already. It seems like only yesterday we set off on this journey, and obviously we're into week 7 now. So time seems to have flown to me. I don't know about anyone else, but right. David has got lots to do.
I'm going to go and help the lads up there.
He keeps telling me, so we'll say bye to David. We'll hopefully catch up with him later, and we're going to go and have a bit of a wander and see what's been born. We've got a few new arrivals. If Helen is watching, I will be up in the office later today. I've got a few things I want to look at, a few things we need to do. So I will be seeing you shortly, so enjoy your breakfast. Oatmeal as well. Right. Young Ted. Here he is. And he's looking all right. Aren't you, son? Hello. Hello. Having a scratch. Right, so it's week 7. What does week 7 mean to you? Is it just same old, same old? What's the Prime Minister going to announce? Is he going to change anything? Are we in for another 3 weeks of the same? These are all questions that will be answered soon. We've got the most beautiful calf with 4 white socks. If only Will the Shire horse had 4 white socks like that, it would make him even more beautiful than he already is, if that is possible. Is it possible? Right. There sounds to be a crisis happening here. Let's find out what's wrong. Oh heck. Right, we have got our quad goats. And we've had, as with all things animals, you've sometimes got to adapt things a little bit to get by. Now this nanny goat is an absolute superstar. You can tell where they all want to be. But she's reared 4 goats single-handedly up to now, right? So what we've had to do, and again it's a bit like Kate did with Tiny Lamb and Big Lamb, we've had to adapt things a little bit. We have brought Florence Houdini down here with her kid, who is a massive unit, who's getting the very best of everything because he's a single. She's got more milk than he needs. So we've devised a plan. This one's just jumped up at me saying, come on, we're hungry. We've devised a plan where 2 are going with Mum. Go on. And she feeds them, which she's happy to do. We're only taking them out for some of the time because they've made her teeth sore. So we're going to put 2 in with Florence, and I'll just have to supervise Florence because obviously they're not her kids. But there we go. But she's got spare milk. These kids have got a need. Come on, Florence is here. These kids have got a need. Come on, you're missing out, lad. That's it. One of you move across. That's it. Florence, whilst Florence, while she wouldn't choose to let them, she doesn't mind unduly. And all her milk now is being utilised to the benefit of these quads. Her kid, who's an absolute unit, who's absolutely full and prospering and still covered in treacle from his time up at the roundhouse, he's not inconvenienced in any way, shape or form. She's just chewing. She is making more milk than the one kid could ever drink. So she's by feeding these two, it's just sharing the goodness of the world all around. So that's Mum. We'll give those, probably 5 minutes drinking off her. Then we'll pop them back in the middle. That way, her teats get the chance to heal, because they've just become a little bit sore because of the four quads all trying to feed and compete, and that's always the downside to leaving more than two on. The reason that we had to do it for this long is because they wouldn't drink a bottle and still won't. We tried 2 of these on a bottle, and that's where we hatched the plan to use Florence's surplus milk to benefit the quads. So it's worked quite nicely. There we go. Florence has moved away. Just let him have another 2 minutes, lass. Come on, Flower. There we go. We're back on. Right, so who is with her? Louise Moore. Love the name Florence. That's I like Florence as well, actually. That's my chicken's name. Excellent. So yeah, we've mentioned it once already. Happy birthday to Joy. Joy Fonchetti. Is that the right way to pronounce it, Joy? Fonchetti or Fonchetta? Fonchetti, I'm going to say. And hope you're having the start to an amazing day. We got a message from your daughter, I believe, saying, my mum's one of your biggest fans. Can you give her a shout out? And we are more than happy to give Joy a shout out. Right, catching these goats again, popping those back in the middle, and we repeat that. They don't need it loads, just I don't know, 2 or 3 times a day, and I'll let Ruth know that that's been done, and it'll do them no end of good. They've got a bowl of pellets, which they are shifting a little bit of it, and these two are drinking off the mum, but I think they've had all they're getting. So again, back in the middle, and give her teats chance to heal and restore. So all right, lad, all right, good lad. There we go. So 4 kids, all with full tummies, all happy. 2 happy mums and 1 happy farmer. And that's grand. So, Louise says, how do we choose between those 2? I don't know which 2. Leanne says, morning, I've lost you. Morning from Widingham, Norfolk. Have a good day. Thank you. We will. Laura says, thank you so much for taking such good care of the animals. You're both an inspiration. Well, that's nice. We just do what we do. Nothing special. Claire says, good morning, Farmer Rob. Love my daily visits to the farm. No problem. We love doing it. And don't think that this is a one-way street. We enjoy, if we were, we are where we are, we're in the position we're in, and it has to be done. There's no doubt about that. We're grateful, really grateful actually, to the government for the business rate relief, the furlough opportunities. We're able to hang on in there for a while, and we're able to because we've got the farm shop. We've still got a bit of something coming in. So, and also we're grateful for the opportunity to grow the online side of things. There's so many people have become farm supporters, which is amazing. There's so many people who've adopted animals, which we cannot thank them enough for. I'm not sure everyone when they were boxing Teddy's up yesterday was saying that, but we are grateful for still being here, and you know, for the support we're receiving in loads of ways through these troubling times. And you know, it's just one of those, isn't it? You've just got to do what you can do. You can't worry about what you can't influence, and try and steer and try and navigate a path through this period that sees you come out the other side in as good a shape as you possibly can. Hopefully still in one piece, but there's loads of businesses, loads of charities, loads of people out there who have got difficult times, aren't they? And you know, and they're all trying their best to survive and prosper. I'm sure some people, you know, I think if you're a business making alcohol gel or something, or you know, you're probably doing all right, or PPE. You name your price. But anyway, there's lots of us in this boat together. We can't thank everyone enough for just the support of, you know, saying we love Cannon Hall Farm, hang in there, do your stuff, you know. It's just a nice online community where we can hopefully bring you pictures of our farm and our animals and our story. And you know, and if we can help you with your situation in any way, shape or form, even if it's just a happy birthday, then that makes us feel good, makes us feel better, helps us cope through these, you know, they are testing times, aren't they? There's not many people, I mean, some people, I suppose, if you're hunkered down with all your family around you, living in one house with a big garden, access to lovely countryside walks, a nice bike, and nothing else to do, then I suppose it could be the time of your lives. However, that's not the case for most people. You know, there's lots of people who haven't got a window box, isn't there? And they've got no access to the outside world. And there's a kid who needs access to the outside world, and we just need to find the right paddock for him. And he would have an amazing time. Need to get Ted outside in the near future. Keep him on plenty of snap. And really let him grow and flourish. He needs some grass. And we're looking forward to finding him that very paddock. So where was I? Yeah, if you've only got a window box and a view if you're lucky, then these are testing times. That's a beautiful kid, isn't it? Look at that. That'd make a proper billy goat, that. What a belter. So yeah, there's lots of people there with you. In similar situations, and if people can build friendships and collaborations from what we do, then that's just a nice thing. And these are all nice things. We've got a plan with these guys, and we'll do a video, and that video might appear in some form or other, maybe on your TV. You know, who knows? I can't say too much. And we're going to move them to a bigger pen. We're going to give them one of the big pens down in the bottom barn, work a creep in for the kids. Maybe now we've got the nannies into tip-top nick, maybe just restrict their feed a little bit. You know, they're milking unbelievably well now. The kids are looking fantastic, and I mean that. They couldn't look better. I feel totally happy about the position they're in, because when the first ones were born, if you remember, those have been with us for the whole of the 7 weeks and longer. I think we started broadcasting before the lockdown, I believe. I don't know how long we've been going, but I intend to keep going every day without a break, while ever I possibly can, good health permitting, and until we're at a time where we don't feel it's necessary. So yeah, if I'm not going away anytime soon, if anyone wants to keep watching. So there we are. Some of those are slightly older. Again, nice things, nicely marked. We've just got plenty of really nice Boer goat kids this time. We're really pleased with them. Right, moving on. Let's try the rare breeds barn. I know for a fact we've had some new lambs born. David's told me up at the roundhouse, so we'll be checking in on those. We had some more new ones yesterday. We'll be checking in on F1s, the two lambs that appeared on the video that went out last night that there was a great deal of interest in, wasn't there? We're going to have a right good tidy up sometime soon as well, because there's a bit of rubbish about, there's a bit of straw, but you know, we can only do what we can do, and the guys are working tremendously hard. And we're very grateful to all our members of staff, actually, because round in the farm shop, you know, they are our frontline key workers, and they're greeting people with a smile, offering a tremendous level of service, and it fills me with pride whenever I read the comments. You know, say if Richard does a post about the farm shop, that there's always some comments to follow, and they're generally positive, you know. I feel really, and I messaged him last night on the shop WhatsApp group. I just said, you know, I was blown away with all the positive stuff that I kept reading time after time after time. So we can't thank our key workers enough. We can't thank the NHS enough. We can't thank the refuse guy, everyone who's turning up to work and dealing with situations and people, and it's a bit of a waste. You know, we are in their debt. Load of hay here that really ought to be eaten. There. That's it. Go on, Mrs. Cow, get that eaten. That's Emma the Highland. That's Fern. Fern is due on the 26th. Emma looks big, doesn't she? Does anyone else think that? She looks like, I wonder if she's having twins. That would be amazing. Fern doesn't look as big, but she's just having a condition pulled back a little bit now. Can you see just on her back? Absolutely fine. You know, they want to be living on scraps. You don't want a big calf to try and deal with. We've vaccinated all the, David and I, we vaccinated all the pygmy goat kids last night, which was a bit of a game. That's why they've all got a red spot on the butt. And it was the Heptavac vaccination, which we give to the lambs. We give it to everything, twice at, I think, 3 or 4 week intervals. So we're nearly all the way through now. The first one. I think we've got the Jacobs to vaccinate, and the Herdwicks, and a few in the Picasso field. So we'll do those today, and then that'll be the whole. We did all the Whitemare field yesterday. We, David, myself, we had Alex helping us, but he got wet through a mucky, so he went home in the afternoon. That's getting near, isn't it? That's that old goat. She's one of our senior citizens, and she's now bagging up. She's now filling with milk. She will be very, very soon. So we need to watch for her. And there's another one in here left to kid. It's that one. That longer haired one. Oh, like. There's all kinds of nice kids in here. All kinds of nice colours. You're a nice one, aren't you? Hey? Are you alright? Oh, I nearly fell over. There. Nice flashy one. That's a good nanny, isn't it? Good solid thing. I think that nanny's the one that we helped, David and I, not springtime this year, springtime last year. Just come back to me, that face. She looks a bit like Orchid, doesn't she? Or a bit like Blossom with the markings on her face. I know it's a goat and they're horses, but anyway, I've seen a similarity. Right, I did wonder, and I'm going to look into it today with our IT chap, and I don't know what it would cost, about getting a goat cam on the playground. You know, that might be something that could be soothing for folk. You know, watching, you know, we could extend it all the way along the back of this building. Would that be something people would watch? You know, I think sometimes just to watch something like that might be nice. So yeah, that's something I'm going to look into today. You know, these goats are too nice not to be. You know, and I think that's the other thing about doing what we're doing. You know, doing the broadcasting. It would have been sad for us to have had all these animals born that are normally enjoyed by, I don't know, 300,000 or 400,000 people in a year, and no one would have seen them, and it would have felt like they were being, you know, wasted a bit, really. So by doing this every day, hello, that one's up in the air. The one thing about this, well, I keep going off on different things. Let me finish my thought process first of all. Yeah, we'd have felt we would have wasted the, you know, the fact that they're so nice and they're nice to be looked at and they've got, you know, cracking characters. And people would normally be up on this gantry all the way around. If it was the rare breed talk or something like that, and they'd be looking at them and they'd spend hours sometimes just watching the kids play on here. And I'm thinking, well, if we had a camera, you know, and just, you know, there's no reason why this can't be shared. You know, it's great for the feet. You know, it wears the hooves down rather than if they were just on a soft bed all the time. The hooves would grow and they, you know, possibly grow in the wrong shape. While they're on these durable scaffolding planks, these planks are designed for burly builders to walk along, let alone nimble goats. So there's no drama there. I try and make it challenging but safe. So yeah, the goat camp would be a nice thing. I don't think we're really, as long as we've got a big enough server to support the process. Anyway, I'll be ringing our man at Eclipse IT Services. Give him a little plug today, and hopefully it's something they'll be able to add in for us for not a lot of money, because that's an important criteria at the moment. And see how we get on. I'm going to have a chat with him. So, hello, you. That's a particularly pretty alpaca. And as are they all. Did a bit of filming on Friday with these guys. Can't say any more. I can't say any more about that at the moment. But as soon as I can, I will. The pigs are asleep, but these pigs, you've got to bear in mind, if you had a pig cam on them, it wouldn't be very entertaining. But this is our senior citizens' corner. Those pigs will be 12 or 13-year-old, 100%. That's a fantastic age for a pig. We've got Stanley, who's not an old gentleman, but he's no spring chicken either now. We've got Gloria, who will be best part of 10 years old. We've got a Cameroon sheep and a friend who will be, I would think, probably 14 years old. So this is our older end of the barn, but they're happy, they're healthy, and yeah, they're part of our gang. Right, that's another old. This is the older end of the barn, isn't it? She's nearly 20 and managed to produce another cria, which is wonderful. That one, the white one there, was born in Chile. It was an import, not by us. She doesn't make masses of milk. We've had to help this little guy, Adam the alpaca, along the way, named after Adam Henson. I think Adam was blown away with that. I think he really appreciated it. That's Audrey, who was a star of Yorkshire Vet. Julian had to remove some of her teeth, and her teeth are a lot better now. She's never going to be Miss World. Let's be honest. But to me, she's a beauty. She's an absolute belter, and she's happy and healthy, and that's the main thing. Her teeth were causing her a big problem. She got basically the baby set and the adult set all trying to exist at once, and Julian did a fantastic job. This is a friend of mine, Xander, and he's certainly a mean-looking creature. He's like a Siamese cat, isn't he, a bit? I like him, though. He's a nice thing. Nice colour, nice markings. Carries himself with... He's got a bit of stature, a bit of attitude, which is important. You need a male animal to look like a male animal. I've always thought that. You know what I'm saying there? You want your males to look male. And if you've got a tup who doesn't stand out in the flock, who you think, where's that tup gone? Then he looks too much like a ewe. You know, you want him to be to have a big presence, a big size, and you know, I'm talking about now. If you're going to show them or something like that, they need to look like the alpha male. They need to look what they're supposed to be. Right. Let's go down to the bottom barn. I'll show you the shed that we're going to move the Boer goats down into. When Mary the Jersey calf, she'll need to go back up to the dairy to be milked, and she will calve sometime in the very near future. We're watching her closely. It's not a bad morning again. We got wet through yesterday. I don't know about anyone else. We thought it were going to be like look at them lime tree leaves, don't they? Look absolutely splendid. We thought it was going to be a nice day. We got wet through. We were vaccinating the sheep. We'd started, so we had to finish. You know, there was no messing. We got to carry on, and we got a bit wet, but it didn't matter. So yeah, we just cracked on and did it. The horses look great. Yeah, we've got this big pen here. The Boer goats would flourish in here. We could use the calf creep for the creep for the kids. Sure, we can rig something up, just a little bit more muck to take out, bed it down, dust it off, and I think they'll have a nice time in there. They'll have a nice amount of space. John Bon pony. We're still trying the old routine. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I don't know if we got any messages back about a Shetland pony stallion. We could do with hiring one or taking our mares to one. We would do it very subtly. We wouldn't hurt John Bon's feelings because he's a keeper. We want him for the long haul, but his record in getting these girls pregnant is not outstanding, I'm afraid. 1 out of 5 ain't bad. Well, we could do with a few more if possible. So look, he just whinnied then, as if say, "Oh look, he's showing a bit of interest now. Look, oh nice." He's saying, "Look, I'm up to it, boss. Honestly, I can do it. Give me another chance." Oh gosh. Oh dear. So John Bon pony. Anyway. Oh, aye, look at that. He's girding his loins there a bit. That's a positive sign. So, anyway, one way or another, we're going to try harder to get those ladies in foal for next year. I think it'd be absolutely amazing to have a few of those running about in a paddock and enjoying their time. 2 cows and calves here that we'll be turning them out. I would say tomorrow, possibly tomorrow. We'll do a video of it. And watch this space. That video might appear on some channel or other, but we will keep you posted. Another one there that needs tagging. Just a few. I think you have to tag them before they're a week old or something like that. John Bon's living on a prayer, says Richard. No, John Bon is secure in his place. And if we did draft another fella in, we would do it in a sensitive way. We'd move him to the other side of the farm where he was away from sound, smell and sight of any new incumbent who came in to liaise with his ladies. And we would do it sensitively, because how would you feel if a bunch of girls that you'd spent the last year with were all of a sudden taken away from you? So we would do that sensitively, and I mean that with a stern face, because you wouldn't want it yourself, would you? So we would look after his feelings, because he would know, he would know that there was another chap around, and that'd probably keen him up actually. But anyway, we will do something. Zoe says John Bon needs a second chance, Rob. If only we could give him a pep talk, we would be all right. Right. So Mary from the dairy is sat waiting to have a calf. We've got 2 more heifers, and in fact not heifers, second calver, that one, and a heifer, the white one, from the anniversary herd. So 2 more of those to calve, and then they'll be outside with all the others. So that'll be good. Debbie says, does tagging hurt them? Well, I can't say there'll be no pain involved, but I can say it doesn't appear to give them a significant, upset in any way. And I would imagine it's no different to us having our ears pierced. Not that I've ever had it done, but it's a legal requirement. We've no choice. Every calf, when it's born, has to have an identity, and that identity is a number, and then it's registered with the British Cattle Movement Service, and so on and so forth. Excuse me. Right. Lottie, Blossom, Ruby. What more can I say that hasn't been said? Not a lot, because I've said a lot. We will be... my dad had this idea that they were starving. They needed some hay, which they do, They're getting top side of the grass now. So David's dropped a big blob of hay in the paddock, and they haven't eaten it. They've eaten a bit. They've picked away at it. But if we do that all the time, it's going to make an awful mess. So what I thought I'd do... you don't want your paddocks to look a mess, do you? We can rake that up. It ain't a problem, really. So we'll move a couple of these hay feeders from one side to the other. Like this. I hope this works. Yeah. There. If we rest that on there, we can put a bit of hay in that. Not that they hold an awful lot, do they? But they'll hold a bit, and then we just keep moving it up and down the fence, rather than having it strewn everywhere like that. We brought that hay feeder into the middle, but they rub on it, so I don't think that's going to work. We don't want to give them stuff to rub the mane and the tails on, because it'll spoil them, and it'll make them sore. So yeah, right. The sand paddocks are empty. They will be filled again. The Shetlands and the donkeys will be coming out in due course. There's Daryl and Alex and Ruth here today, and they're working their way down the farmyard. They'll get down to here by mid-morning, and then Orchid and Will come down and take their chance in the grass paddock. All is quiet down here. We'll probably be getting these in today and vaccinating the lambs, checking them over. We'll flip all the ewes, sit them on the bottom, check the teats, make sure they've got no orf on the teats. That's our nemesis at the moment. Orf is the source of most of our problems. That's no exaggeration. Orf, even though it's a minor problem, in lots of ways, can lead to lots of bigger problems. Down in the meadow below, we've got the anniversary herd of short-horn cattle, pedigree short-horn cattle, and our llamas and our Herdwick sheep and some billy goats. And then we've got some boer goats somewhere in here, but I can't see them. They must be laid behind muck heap. So yeah, all is peaceful, all is well. So what we'll do, we'll go and check on the Dutch spotted, see if we can recognise Pongo, see if we can recognise Colonel Tom. I always have to think about that. He used to be a captain, he's now a colonel. Do you make, images in your head to try and remember certain things? I know he's a colonel because I remember Colonel Sanders off KFC. And I've made that, connection in my brain. And I know it's bizarre, but I just have to check things and it stops me getting it wrong. Oh, I found the boer goats. And they're down the ditch. So anyway, they're absolutely fine. Let me get round here. Right, this is the ram, the Dutch spotted ram. Hello. You all right, son? Hey, listen. Curlew. I saw two flying just right. I would love one to fly over us now. I'd absolutely film it. Right, which is Pongo? Is that Pongo? Pongo's a girl. I recognise Pongo's mother better. It's funny how you forget them, isn't it? I think it's Pongo. It's a nice lamb. A cracking lamb. We need to let Hetty into this paddock. Hetty being the small island cow. My dad's worried that Gordon's got a bull in the field next door and that she could just be an age where the bull could be of interest to her. And that would be like an oek moment. So we don't want that. There's a lamb through. We need to tell David. Lassie, can you tell David? Can you give David a ring, Rich, if he can swing by it on his next passing? There's a couple of lambs through. I can give him a hand to catch them, if possible. And if you can tell him, the pygmy billy's got out again. We need to catch that as well. Now then, these Dutch spotted are enjoying their nettles, and I think it's always nice to on your field margins, and this is nice as well. This hawthorn blossom just starting to flourish now. It's nice on your field margins if you can allow a few nettles. You know, there's butterflies will make use of them. You know, we don't want nettles in the middle of the field because obviously that would that's not what we want in an agricultural field. But in these ditches, they're doing no harm. They're a bit of cover. Butterflies use them, and they're somewhere for things to hide. So they're not nice if you fall in them. You know, they're not my favourite plant. I will be honest. But down here, they're adding a little bit of diversity. There's nothing worse than a great big monocultured block of something, is there? If you've just got a 150-acre field of wheat, you're frankly better with a load of gardens because there's no habitat or a very limited habitat. If you've got several fields with hedgerows and walls and stuff and beetle banks and stuff between them, then that's a lot better. Curlew, did you hear him? Can you hear that? Wow. Listen. Listen to that. If only I could see the other side of this blooming hedge. I need to get to the other side. I'm out to seeing that then, because they float up and fly a bit and then drop down. It's almost like I would imagine it's like a mating ritual. But they are at the time now where they'll be laying eggs, 100%. They'll be thinking about incubating the eggs. And now's the time, because there's a window of opportunity for the curlew, and that's why they exist here, between the sheep grazing and the meadows being mown for hay. So they've got 6 or 8 weeks to hatch the eggs and fledge the chicks. And it's down there's a field of Gordons that they seem to really, really like, and they occasionally come into this field, but that's where those trees are down there is pretty much their home ground. So just give it a minute and see if they come back. I heard them as clear as a bell. I don't know if you guys did. Did anyone else hear them? Rena Cavini Hayasa, says Laura. Charlotte says, I can hear it. What a beautiful sound it is. It's an enchanting sound, isn't it? I just love to hear it. Emily says, Robert the curlew hunter. Absolutely. Linda says, lovely, can hear it. Excellent. Jan says, even I can have it. And listen. I'm basically saying, be quiet to myself. I could have just shut up. Awake. Come on, curlew, give us a sign. And it's that meadow where those sheep are, and Gordon normally shuts that one off now for hay. So it depends on how much grass he's got, really. But that is their opportunity then. Although they will nest around the sheep, you know, I've known that before. But there's obviously something down here that suits them, because they come back year after year after year, and I'm so glad they do. I just love to hear them. You know, spring has sprung. You know, a lot of people, it's the first swallow, isn't it? For me, it's the first curlew call, and they've been here since, you know, fairly early March. Which is nice, but we've had a cracking spring, haven't we? We've had a super time. Now, sorry guys. Dawn says a mug with a curlew on it. John says I can hear them in the field behind me, but I've never seen them. No. If you look up, they do fly about quite a lot, and they've got a really long beak, and you can see it, you know, against the silhouette of a white sky quite easily. So yeah, and we've got them at the other side of the road as well, in the sheep fields across there, which is nice, and that's not somewhere we've had them before. So, any word on David, anyone? Is he anywhere near? I might as long about and help him, that's all, if he is anywhere near. Have you managed to get hold of him, Rich? Is he on his way? Let's, if you could let me know, that would be grand. There's a few Soay sheep in here, but they're not the problem. They've come under the gate, and we don't mind that. They're just coming in for a bit of a play. Here they are, look. Off they go, and they'll go back whichever way they came in. Although they're not as cute as some animals, you know, they'll soon panic. Like now, oh, there they go. So they're fitting between those boards, that's how they're getting through. I thought they'd go under the gate. Yeah, they can go through the gate. They're very slender, aren't they, those? But we have one through in Gordon's field. And I don't think for a minute Gordon would want it. It's not his type of sheep. But yeah, we need to get that one back. So David, I've no doubt, will be here in due course, and we will get it. But it probably does need him to do it. Hi, Ruth. Yeah, fine. Are you? Well, no, it's just a lamb that's through, but David has a good way of catching them, so... Sorry, it's not an emergency, really. Sorry about that. David has a good technique for getting them, so I think Ruth and I would be towing a while to... So poor Ruth had to walk all the way down to walk all the way back. You get plenty of steps in, Ruth. I like. Right, alpacas. Ruth is on her way, yeah. I just think it's a job for Super Dave, I think. Right. Let's have a quick look round here. It was nice to see yesterday all the goats that were in the sheds while it was raining. They were sheltering. The sheep don't mind. The sheep are absolutely happy. You know, within reason getting wet. But the goats do not relish the dampness. So they were all in the sheds. It looks like Hetty is... I wonder if I can walk her back and put her through in that other field. I know my dad wants us to do it. Hey, alpacas have arrived behind me. Go on, Flower. Go on. Go on. No, she's not going to be easy to manoeuvre, is she? I wonder if Ruth and I could have done it, you know. I can't get her back now. Ruth! If you come through that gate... She's only just up there. I think if we get it in this corner, we might be able to do it. Now, if I could... no. I'll climb over. If we can get it in that corner, we can maybe catch it. That will be our plan. We can get over here. She's all the way up there now. But there isn't an easy way in here, so she'll have to go through that gate anyway, so. Right, what should we do while we're waiting? We can have a talk about the Swiss Valais sheep, can't we? We've got Grizzly Bear, the ram. There he is, looking well. Putting weight on all the time, gaining presence, gaining a personality. And he's having a bit of a sniff at one of the Valais ewes. Oh, missed him. There he is. He'll still be mating one or two of these, possibly. Although I do think what was I saying? Oh yeah, he's still mating the Valais ewes. Most of them will be mated by now. We're looking forward to some lambs in September and October, and hopefully there'll be really good ones. If Grizzly Bear produces lambs half as good as himself, and his markings in particular are really, really stunning. Hey, listen. Curly ewes back. Let's see if I can get a sight of it. Only needs a bit of rain, doesn't it, for everywhere to be a little bit freshened up and green. While I'm waiting for Ruth, we'll just have a listen and see if we can see or hear any curly ewes. And these are wonderful grazing meadows. These, I mean, they were sort of dairy meadows before now. You know, 50 years ago. But now they graze Charolais and Limousin cattle and sheep and lambs, and it's just real nice traditional pasture land. You know, these lays will be 50 years old. When I say a lay, it's the mixture of grass seeds in the ground. A lot of them won't have been reseeded for a long time. It's just a nice place, isn't it? Just an old avenue of lime trees there. That's an ash tree that's just coming into leaf. Right, is Ruth here yet? Oh, she's gone to the wrong side. Oh, jump over footpath, over the stile, Ruth, please. Sorry. I went curly hunting and she missed me. Ruth, I'll walk them back. If you come round like I've done, and we'll try and catch it in this corner. Please. The ground really is bone hard. It's I suppose we've just had a lot of dry days, a lot of dry weeks, haven't we really? Went from it went from a bog to rock hard in the space of a fortnight, and it's going to take a lot of rain now to soften this. But to be honest, I love the dry weather. I know we need enough rain, don't we, for crops to survive and flourish and stuff. Are we going to get enough fruit pickers? Are we going to be able to harvest the crops this year? You know, obviously we've relied on people coming across from Eastern Europe and other places to help with that job. Is that going to happen? I'm not sure the people are going to come due to the virus and what have you. And are our people going to be able to step in and fill the gap? Come on, Lammy. Anyway, that's another story, isn't it? But hopefully we have a strawberry summer. Ruth's hanging back there now. We're just going to move this lamb round. Got to make sure if I get a chance, I take it. David's here now. And no doubt he will be here to show us how it's done. If we fail. David's here now, Ruth. If we don't get this, he'll come and get it. No pressure. Oh, he's here, look. But to be fair, maybe it needs 3, this one. It's a big, wide area. Watch Glory Boy. Yeah. Yeah. And it's handy because he's got his underpants on the outside of his trousers today. So here he comes. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. We'll wait for him now. We'll give him his time to shine. Although every day David is alive, he shines like a bright star. Isn't that right, Dave? Every day you shine like a bright star. Oh, it's sparkling. Right, hang on. Don't worry, I've got it. It's to my strong side. Oh, he's only bagged it. Oh, who got it, Dave? Who got it?
I got it.
Oh.
Rob got it.
Thank you, Ruth. I'm sorry you've had to run down twice. But I do think the 3 people were a good help. The lamb is back with Mum. I'm missing me filming. There it is. Look at that.
Big lamb.
It's having a right good feed. Look at her bag, Dave, now. She's full of milk.
Yeah.
As soon as they settle down, he'll empty that. He is doing, look at that.
Right.
That's him having a drink.
We've just sorted out, don't
He's
we?
proper happy. I don't particularly know where it's got through, Dave, if I'm being honest.
I think it's probably got through over there.
I've not seen any obvious gaps. Oh. Oh.
Dave,
Alfie.
was it you?
Oh, Wendy says, how's your travel sickness, Dave?
I'm pouching.
He's still pouching saliva, which in this modern moment is not a great thing to do. No, he's not. He's overcome that. It's a thing of the past. He's off again now. Thanks for coming. Oh, Dave, actually, Ruth, David, while you're both here, do you mind that billy goat is down that ditch? You know, the pygmy billy. He wants putting down in the, and it's quite important though. He wants to put it in the Herdwick field, the pygmy does. It'd take 2 of you to catch it and move it. It's just he's in danger of fighting with the boa, that's all. I don't know. I think I can only, Dave, assume maybe someone walking the footpath thought he shouldn't have been in there. But someone has let him out. So David and Ruth are just off down to do that. There's a billy goat through with the boa billy goat, and it won't be a cool fight if they have a proper fight. So David and Ruth are going to put that right. He didn't look too pleased, but it's got to be done, hasn't it? We've got to, and he is. I suppose the reason he won't be too pleased is he's going to stink like a billy goat all day once he's grabbed him. But anyway, it needs doing. There's no point in them two having a set to. So I'm going to head back up now, and it's easier to get over this stile, to be fair. And listen. Can you hear that? Just other side of those trees. Wonderful. I wish it'd fly across. Listen to that. I wonder if there's a Curlew Appreciation Society. I'm going to join it if there is. I don't want to go near and upset him, because it's an important time for him. And anyone out there who's walking the dogs, especially around here, just bear in mind the sheep and lambs and ground nesting birds. So really, it wants to be dogs on a lead. And most people do. And I think them that don't, it's only ignorance. Swallow there, just skimming the floor. Look at that. Look what camera work. Wow. Look at him. Going for the insects. Wow. Look at them. Listen to them. They're absolutely full of it. That's a duck. It's not a curlew. I could stand here all day. But we've got lambs to see. And I've only got 2 hours. And I only got timed out yesterday. So how can you spend 2 hours just wandering about? But I seem to be able to. But there's worse ways to spend 2 hours than wandering about down here. See, that's a meadow that Gordon's shut off. That's going to be his hay crop. And that might be one that they choose to nest in. So they've got various opportunities. It obviously works for them, because that's why they're here in such volume. And we've never had more than this year. We've had them across the road where we've never had them before. And it's just a nice thing, just a nice thing to enjoy. So that's David. Yeah, they've done the goat job. Separated the billies into separate fields. Now, it just keeps drawing me back, doesn't it, that curlew? See, this is the hay meadow. And it's going to take, probably 6 weeks for that. Maybe longer, to get to a point where it's cut for winter feed. That gives those ground nesting birds the opportunity to lay, hatch and fledge the chicks. And just could hope that the foxes keep away, because they are vulnerable. And what some farmers do, if they know they've got a curlew nest, I saw it on Twitter yesterday, they'll put an electric fence around it to stop foxes going near it. So I think I'd do the same if I knew I'd got a nest. I would go to some trouble. So there's our little pygmy goat herd. Ruth's on her way back up the road now. She's just done a fair lap of the track. But sometimes you've got to do these things, haven't you? I think I was right to start with. I'm not sure that Ruth and I would have caught it, but because there were three of us, we got that middle angle covered, and David was able to send it back to me, and I held the phone in my left hand and caught the lamb in my right hand. So there's life in the old dog yet. It's a big old carrion crow. That's a good lamb, good tuck lamb. Nothing wrong with that. That's a gimmer lamb, two gimmer lambs there, and they're good. The Soay sheep are a very old breed of sheep. Look at that one. They're enjoying those buckets, giving them some stick. And they graze on the salt marshes, I think, off the west coast of Scotland. So from the salt marshes of Scotland to the green pastures of Cannonall Farm near Barnsley. Who'd have thought it? Not those particular sheep, those sheep have been bred here. But their ancestors certainly came from there. You beat me. Did you get it, Ruth? Did you get it? Grand. Lovely. I think someone must have let it out. No. That's what I thought. Yeah. Lovely. We've two new lambs, have we, Ruth? Are those two drinking from yesterday? Has she any milk? Right. We'll have to keep topping them up until... Yeah. 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 It's a ewe that's only a year old. Just rest you on there. Are you going to survive? Oh my goodness. No. I just want to put this chain on this gate because it can get forgotten. And Davy goes potty. There we are. Chain back on. A present from Orchid. Look at that. Must be 12 kilos there. That's enough for 6 rose bushes. Thanks, Orchid. The farm shop. Great day again yesterday. Wonderful staff. Really, really appreciate what they're doing. Lovely comments. People happy with the produce and the stuff and happy with the level of service. So thank you to you guys. Really mean that. Yep, there's Orchid. He's glad to see Ruth back. She no doubt knows that the time for her to go out is nearing. And Orchid will be moving out of the roundhouse on Thursday. Thursday will be her last day in here until hopefully next year come falling time. Morning, lads. Has he got you to help him, Ash? I know. Can you do it, Ash, or not? We can get one. Shall I see if that guy will drop us some in? Gav? Right. I will. Yeah. Well, he's talked to David about it, so he must think that we're up to it, but we need the right fixing, don't we? Well, don't worry about it for now. You can still do pegs, can't you, Dick? Yeah. No, mate, you can start putting them down. I'll ring him as soon as I've done here, and I'll get him to drop us a fitting off. What? Do you want me to send you his number, Dick? Yeah, I'll do it now. Bear with me, guys. 1 minute. I can do this real quick. Right, I've sent it, Dick. Give him a ring. Right, super duper. Let's go in here. Dick, the builder, is, or the maintenance man, is now starting work on the path for the red squirrel pen. We're figuring we'd better crack on with something and try and have something fresh for you guys to look at when we are back fit and firing again. So that is what we're going to try and do. Tiny lamb. He's not as tiny as it once was. Has Big Lamb been in yet, Ruth? Right. Big Lamb comes in twice a day for a big belly full of milk. Big Lamb also drinks off the mother of these two, the Swiss Valley ewe. And they're cracking, aren't they? Look at them. Lovely snow white coats, aren't they? And jet black ears and nose. They're just a wonderful contrast. And that is a nicely marked lamb. You see there? Little black bottom, black tip back of its knees, black boots, and nice legs, a white band between the knees and the toes on the front. That's a nice lamb, nicely marked. Story behind that one, that might be appearing somewhere in some form or other in the near future. I can't say any more than that at this stage. This is a ewe that I was worried about, but have you looked at that one lately, Ruth? Its bag. Have you looked at that one's bag? Yeah. Yeah, but she's looking like she's going to survive, isn't she, this one? Yeah. Yeah. Right. I think she will. Right, I'm going to go and have a look at F1 lambs. We obviously the video went out last night of David and I fetching a ewing, and unfortunately she didn't make it, and we've lost very few this year. Touch wood, no wood to touch, but I'm touching my head. We've lost very few. We've had a real good do, probably because of the weather. You know, that has definitely made things easier, because if a ewe becomes poorly in the pouring rain, it's less chance of survival than if it's in a nice warm spring evening. So we're in the creche at the moment, and I'm looking for F1. There is F1. Absolutely looking the part. So that's one F1. And looking real good. And there's another F1 somewhere. Come on. Here we are, that's it. F1 there, and that's grand as well. And we know who you are. You want a bottle. So both F1s are absolutely fine. They're as right as ninepence. There's absolutely no way that they will not survive. It was so lucky actually that I remember when we brought them back, Kate tried them with a bottle and they drunk to it. They drunk straight away. So that's really good. So at least, even though we didn't manage to save the ewe, and I thought we would save her, I did. We've managed to save the lambs. They're in the creche here, and they're doing all right. That's a steady one, isn't it? Ruth. Sorry. I'm going to lift a lamb through into the C team. It's got pneumonia. It's got pneumonia, that. So that needs... we're about a bit of that other drug that's specifically for pneumonia. Yeah, thank you. I think Matt's given us a dose for that, hasn't he, before? I think he did. Yeah. Right, so that was worth having a look, and that one's a bit same. That wants it as well. And I'll put that in there as well. I've put another in, Ruth. It's just lifting a bit. Yeah, please. They're not, that second one's not bad by any means, but it is just lifting. When you see the rib cage lifting like that, they're if they haven't been running or something, if there's no good reason, oh heck, then that's the start of pneumonia. One's worse than the other, but with a bit of luck, we should be able to bring them round. Come on, you guys, let's have a look at you. Come on. In some ways, the sooner you can get them off the milk, the better, because, you know, all that milk going down can sometimes settle on the lungs a little bit. And once they're onto dry food, they seem to be less susceptible. One thing that we're trying this year, we're giving them the molasses. We're weaning them onto the molasses as well as the pellets. And they're certainly taking it. So as long as the molasses does not become a vehicle to transmit off from one to another, which is something we're mindful of and we're watching for, then there's no reason why that shouldn't work really nicely. So these are the ones that we've weaned already. And they're doing all right. Yeah, I'm not saying they wouldn't. They probably still wish they had some milk, but they've got the molasses licks over there, which they use quite a lot. They've got the pellets and they've got fresh water, and really that's all they need. You know, they're probably 6 weeks old, maybe 8 weeks old. Some of these, yeah, 8 weeks old, I'd say, and they're doing all right. They've not got off. Off is like a bit like sort of cold sores. No, that's just got some different markings, hasn't it? But it's clean. It's all right. It's like cold sores for sheep, basically. And whilst it's easy to treat, and it's not, unless in extreme cases it can be a problem, it gets onto the ewe's teats, and that's where it becomes a problem, because then that can lead to mastitis, and so on and so forth, and then that's a real problem. One's not so bad, Ruth. Other ones worse. So Ruth's going to... And they can go back. Put them wherever you think they're best, really. I've just put them in there so you can see them. Right, 2 nice lambs. Well done to you. 2 good lambs, then. Not massive, not tiny, just right. And... it looks like she's got enough milk for him. She's a mule ewe to a Texel ram. These are the 2 that were born yesterday. And she's just struggling for a bit of milk, which is understandable. She's only 12 months old herself. It's not an age we would normally breed them. We bought her as a breeding ewe for next year, but obviously she'd run with a tup at some time at a crucial period. And she's got 2 nice lambs, so we've got it to deal with. We've got it to deal with, and we will deal with it. But we'll have to supplement her milk, certainly for the start, and possibly for the whole duration of it. I've had a look at these last night on a supporters live broadcast. We got them into the middle, and I had a check over of the bags. A bag is what we call the ewe's udder, and they're in lamb, all 4 of them. They're all 4 in the same boat as that one we've just looked at. They're all last year's lambs. Not an age we'd normally lamb them. We bought them, you know, with a view to breeding from them next year. We wouldn't normally breed from them this year, but they'd already run with a ram. I'm sure it was an accident. It might have been, a ram lamb that was active quicker than the previous farmer realised. But anyway, We'll lamb them. They're a good size. That's the main thing. The physical capacity is big enough to deliver the lamb, and that is the main thing. If they need extra milk, then we'll help them with that. We can do. But they're good sheep, and if they just have 1 lamb, they'll be absolutely fine. When they have 2, it's more of a problem. Right, William, oh William. It was really nothing. Hello, Orchid. Good girl. Now then, sunshine. How are you? Hey? How are you? Are we in back scratch mode? So yes, I was saying that Thursday, when the farrier's been, will be the day that we move William and Orchid back down into the sand paddocks and grass paddocks down at the other end of the farm to integrate themselves properly with the other Shire horses. He's loving his back scratching. Whoa, that was a big shock. You want some more? Eh? You want some more? Good lad. He's in a good mood today. Oh, that's my toe. Good lad. Good boy. Good boy. And I'm wondering. One thing that I've only recently realised, I bet Ruth knew, is that Blossom has got a heart on a knee, just the same as Orchid. Can you see Orchid's knee? There you go. Can you see that knee there with a nice heart shape on it? And Blossom has got one very, very similar. Will William have the same thing? William's legs are something of an enigma. They're nice and straight now. He's in proper good nick. I'm just wondering what colour they're going to be. I can see a white heart there on that knee, and I think the rest of the leg is going to go dark. Can you see there? I think he's inherited the same white heart. Is it the same leg? Yeah. It's the same. I think that's... See that? I think that's going to be a white heart on his knee, and that lower part of his leg down there, that bit, is going to go dark, and that bit's going to go white there. That middle of the screen now is going to go white. Have you noticed this, Ruth? I think he's going to have a white heart on his knee. Have you seen Blossoms? Have you seen Blossoms? She's got a white heart just like Orchid, hasn't she? If you look at this now, you see on that knee, there's a very similar shape, isn't there? And that leg's going to be dark below it. Just going to be a white spot around his kneecap, just on this side.
Blossom's got one on her underside there.
Has she?
Yeah.
But she's got one on the same leg as Orchid, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's got one on the same leg.
Incredible. And she's got that same skew width bit on her blaze. You know, like that Nike tick, hasn't she? Yeah. So, yeah, like a birthmark, says Rachel. Yeah. So that's super cute. That's something that Orchid is passing on to. Is that where it's coming from? Is he eating it? Oh, heck. That's minging. Is that what's scouring him a bit, do you think?
Food, yeah.
Yeah.
He's starting to taste food and share and whatnot, but because his mum won't let him in, he'll choose her hair.
All right. She'll share anything but none of food.
So let him in for a couple of minutes and then...
Yeah? Right, these sheep are having the snap. That's old Knobbly Knees, whose knees are not that knobbly anymore. He's the little Herdwick, the black lamb there, is doing really grand. Look at him running about now. He had knees like an antique table when we found him. He was born outside, and he got a bit of joint till, but he hasn't got it now. He's full of it. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. So I think those are all ones, Ruth, that we would take a chance on outside. At some stage, do you mind checking that Jacob's teat?
Yeah, well,
If you just go in with a bag of food later and just flip her over with a bag of spray. She had a sore teat, and I just wonder if it's cured yet. We've treated it a few times.
okay, we'll do.
Right, that's one that had mastitis. Same with the one in the next pen. There's various things at this time of year. you always get ones that come back in, because this is effectively now, it's gone from our birthing pen to a semi-sick bay. Checking I wasn't in danger of being timed out. So yeah, it's now a semi-sick bay, or little bits of problems. You always get them, but I would say most of the problems we're keeping on top of. When did I bring that one in, Ruth? That's just a matter of remembering what you've done. Anyway, that's why we write it down. We can always refer back to it. Yeah, I think that one's on the mend now. I think it's feeding both those. So with a bit of luck, that one will work again on both teats. So, right, super duper. Right, I'll let Ruth crack on with the tasks. When she's done here, she'll be going down to help Daryl and Alex. I'll see you later, Ruth. Ta-ra. And then Kate's off today. Couple of days off. Well earned. A nice response to the to look round the reptiles yesterday, and yeah, it was nice to look at something different. Now tomorrow, might be able to tie Dave down to do. Maybe we can do some jobs tomorrow. Maybe we can get something in and treat it, or do something with it. The hawthorn blossom is starting to flourish. Looking an absolute treat. Nearly reaching another week and it'll be absolutely looking the part. With all kinds of projects half finished. But obviously just now it's hard to, we've got to press on, but we've got to press on in a very sensible manner now. We can't just keep going full steam ahead. We were halfway through a refurb of the toilets in the White Bull, so that will be finished. We're building a new washroom, with a new dishwasher. The new toilets and dishwasher, there's basically £100,000 there, and we can't not finish that. That's, we can't reopen in its present state. So that the money needs to be found for that, and we will finish that and do it as quickly as we can, and then we're sort of ready whenever the situation is ready. So we're pressing on with that. We've got Richard, the builder stroke maintenance person. He's now starting work on the path through the walk-through squirrel pen. Again, that's something that we can get finished relatively quickly. So we've a few projects that we're going to finish off, and I think after that it'll be a case of, doing things we've already got the materials for. We won't go berserk in terms of pushing on with other projects then, because for obvious reasons. We want to preserve the cash for the cash flow, and just basically ride this out. It's all going to take a little bit of time. Hopefully, a nice sparrow there, chirping away. The White Bull is full of dust. But anyway, it is what it is. It's going to need a right good fettle up before we start again. I'm just looking in now. But anyway, that's as it is. It'd be a nice thing to do. It'd be nice to be in a position where we're thinking, very soon we'll be able to, get back to whatever normal will be. Normal might be with a situation with more and better social distancing. Will things go back to the way they were? Not initially, I would say. We've put a canopy up here so that if we do queue for the shop, later in the week the shop gets busier. People have to queue outside, although this week we've done really well. We've never got past the end of that canopy. And it's probably only 10 people, every 2 metres. So, but if it did rain, we would feel bad, people getting wet queuing outside. So we've invested in that. We just want to carry on giving a good level of service, make sure that we do things safely and well, and hopefully keep our customers coming back. The farm shop is open as normal. The White Bull, the Hungry Llama, the farm attraction are obviously shut for really obvious reasons. But hopefully it won't be forever. We're going to, you know, try and make prudent decisions around, you know, what we continue to build. You know, the new dog cafe, we're just going to have to just take our foot off the gas a little bit there, but we've got the roof on, we've got the steel structure up. We'll be ready to push the button when the time is right. So yeah, it's just a matter of trying to be sensible, but trying to be pushing on and maybe taking advantage of this moment. You know, where certainly the toilets in the White Bull, there will never be an easier time to refurb them. Hopefully, it'll be worth it. We're looking to make them really nice, really durable, easy clean. The new pot wash should mean that our pot wash heroes have an easier task. You know, that they spend less time scrubbing pots and doing stuff, and more time just putting them through a really slick state of the art machine, and hopefully it makes a job that not everyone would want a little bit easier. So, oh crikey, I need an haircut. Yeah. Right then, guys. So I'm going to say cheerio for now. I'm going to have a bite to eat, and then we're going to crack on with some more sheep vaccinations. Thank you very much for watching. Still got 2,200 people. A big special mention to Joy. It's Joy's 75th birthday. She's been a regular super supporter for a long time. Really appreciate the fact she's been with us for like ever, and we really appreciate that, and thank her very much, and hope she has a wonderful day. And thank you everyone else for your support, for the nice comments, and for keeping us going, and especially all the 12-weekers. So from Farmer Robert at Cannon Hall Farm, I'm going to say cheerio for now, and have a super Monday. Bye bye, guys.